Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. We're going to do a little bit different today. Normally, this would be the time that we're reading for the weekend, and we will read for the weekend, May 28th, 29th, and 30th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but then we will continue the reading for the rest of Gemini season for your sign. Okay? Okay. Now, I've used all my decks. Now, I have used and these are the Radley Valentine decks. I'll pull 3 from my Angel Tarot cards. I'll pull 1, and then I come back and pull 3 from my Archangel Power Tarot cards. I will pull 1 from my Guardian Angel Tarot cards. Those were all Radley Valentine decks. Now, I will pull 3 from my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. This is a little bit more for clarification. My Osha Zen Tarot cards for any words of advice. I do pull 1 from my Waite Rider Traditional Tarot, and of course I finish with pulling 1 from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, these are general readings. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to my higher power, and, whatever comes through, comes through. Try not to do too much of my own interpretation. Now, a couple of things is, again, thank you so much for your well wishes. I've really not been on the computer. I know that for that little bit, I did put out a video a couple of days ago, but, I haven't been, I've been on my phone and I've been reading your comments. Thank you so much for your well wishes. I'm still recuperating. I would say I'm about 93.5%. Okay? So if you hear me sniffling a little bit, or if you hear me, I do apologize, but I'm almost there. So thank you again for all your well wishes. I do really want to encourage people to go back and look at the Gemini overview, because there is a lot of stuff going on now that that's really talked about. And as the days are going by, I'm telling my husband, well, that's because of Saturn. That's because of, all of these retrogrades. That's because of this. So there's a lot of things going on in the world that I can almost, I can kind of go back and say, wow, things are happening. We do have the full moon. We do have these retrogrades. We have Venus and Mercury out of bounds. There's the Palladians. There's ascensions and transitions. So much is happening. So please take a look at that. Okay? Okay. And I do refer, because I've done the readings already, I do refer back to that in some of my language. So let's get started on our readings. And thank you so much for all your support. I love you all. Bye-bye. Hello, my Aquariuses. So let's see. We're going to start with the weekend, and then we're going to build out onto whatever's going to happen towards the end of Gemini season. So let's see what we have here for the weekend. Lots of stuff happening. Okay. Oh, cards falling all over the place. I think that one was first. This is next. And then I think this one wants to come out too. So let's see what we have for my Aquariuses for the weekend. And remember, reverse cards, stronger energy. First card is the 9 of Air. So 9s have a finale type of energy. Okay, it's kind of like things are wrapping up. Things are, I would say that this could be somebody that is heading into retirement, is leaving one job that they actually did not hate, and going into another job that they're a little bit worried about. There is something, it's like transitioning you done. It's transitioning you over. Something is ending in order for you to go forward. It's one of those things, though, there's kind of an ambivalency with this. There's kind of this, did I make the right decision? There's a lot of getting in your head with this type of energy. Air energy is your energy. It's also Gemini. It is also Libra energy. It is thought processes. It's making plans. It's hearing news. So there's a lot of stress here. There's kind of this, did I do the right thing? It's keeping me up at night. Did I make the right decision? Or maybe the decision wasn't even yours to make. Maybe it was somebody else's decision, and it's just creating a lot of turmoil for you. and sleepless nights. Now, the thing is, let it go. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing's going to be resolved with you not getting sleep. Okay? There is so many things that, I talk about waking up in the middle of the night. I talk about, sometimes, it's like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're just feeling all of the energies. But the thing is, I've learned in my life, give it to your higher power, your guardian angel, spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, the source. Things do work themselves through. They work themselves out. And many times it's when we take the hands-off approach to it. Okay, so whatever this is expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. Now, this is putting out negative energy. This is saying that, nothing good is going to happen from this. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? The thing is, again, I have seen people on the verge of homelessness and just say, no, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, where something happened. Okay. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that you don't try. It doesn't mean that, sometimes you have to be the one to do the legwork. But at the same time, sometimes little miracles come from unexpected, places. Okay. So again, this is one of these times again, there's so much going on with this karmic energy. So keep it positive, but this is one of those times to expect a miracle. Okay. Expect a miracle. Next card is the Emperor. So this is a 4. 4 has stability to it. 4 has organization. 4 has some authority to it also. Now, this is Archangel Michael. Michael is the warrior. He is the defender. There is a divine presence here. This is someone that's going to fight for you, that's going to help you, that's going to say, I'm going to clear your path for you. So while there's all this worry, you can hold on to this, or you can go and say, you know what? I'm going to expect a miracle. I am going to reach out to higher power. I am going to reach out to source. I am going to reach out to Archangel Michael and expect things to get better. Expect things to work its way through. So this weekend starts with some high anxiety, but at the same time, I want you to calm yourself down. I want you to center yourself. I want you to do some deep breathing, or however that is that helps you. And I want you to expect the positive. Anyway, organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Now, the one thing I want to say is whoever is, kind of rethinking themselves, that you have choices. You have choices. I do think that and my Aquarians have told me this. Whenever you make a decision to leave a place or leave, you have thought this through. You have to have a little more faith in yourself and in your own decision making. Okay? Okay. Next card reversed. Balance. Okay, so I'm seeing some 4s here now. So we have a 9, we have a 4, and we have the 1, 4. So again, 4 has some security, has some organization, has some authority to it, also some stability to it too. And balance is Archangel Zedkiel. So there's things going on in the heavenly realm. There's things going on in the supernatural realm. The thing is, you want to know more about it. You want to know what it is that's going on, and so you're kind of buying into, you're feeling the changes. You're feeling things moving around you. You just want to know more. So part of it is, though, we're not supposed to know what we're supposed to know more. Okay. And the thing is, there is some heavenly energy going on. There is, this is about, making sure that your mind, your heart, your soul, your spirit, however that is, that that you yourself are kind of keeping yourself in that Libra temperance and that Libra balance. Okay? So the weekend in itself has this wonderful heavenly energy, this divine energy. Your mind might be going to 6s and 7s. Well, your mind might just not necessarily be seeing what's going on around you. Anyway, Archangel Zedkiel, the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. So there's some anxiety here, but, higher power, source, archangels, they got your back. They got your back. Your back is covered, okay? So, and those 4s kind of are popping at me, so we might want to watch for that. Let's see. We're going to pull one. Oops, this one wants to come. Here we go. The Page of Raphael. So the page kind of makes me think that this might be something to do with your work or your job, because the page's underlying energy is earth, and that's your work, job, how you make your money. At the same time, it could be something to do with your home also, okay? But Raphael is water energy. It is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, emotional. The page has some dreamy qualities to it. The page, even though I'm having a little bit of the stressors, there's so much going on. There's so much. I do feel that there is, that I'm making the right decision. I do feel like I'm going in my right path. And the page is hoping. The page is pulling that optimism and saying things are going to happen. Things are going to work out better than I even wanted them to. So this is kind of like saying no to the negativity, no to the stressors, and then basically making a decision to go yes with the positive and go yes to things are happening. Things will happen. There is a better path for me. Anyway, so you got a big weekend. You've got an emotional type of weekend happening. A new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations. Great intuitive insights. So while you want to know, you probably do have a good handle on what's going on. Sometimes, but it could be a little scary because it's kind of like you just don't see how it's going to happen. You might even be saying, okay, this might be, if I'm going into a really good job, this might be the best job I'm going into. You just don't know. It's just that uncertainty. Okay. But otherwise, you've got, the divine has your back. Okay. We got a bunch of cards that fell. Okay. So let's see what we have. We have actually, and this is my John Holland. Okay. We got a couple, got some ones here and some twos here. So let's start with the heart chakra. Okay, this is reversed. Again, we have that 4 energy. The heart chakra are energy sources in our bodies. I mean, you really can't see them in like with an MRI. There is some technology that, they say you should be able to see. I just don't know that. But it is basically, there's 7 chakras, main chakras. There's other chakras all over your body, but we'll deal with the 7. So the root or the base to the heart. Okay, so it's your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, and your heart, okay? These are more of your natural chakras. Your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown, that's what connects us with the divine. These go to your supernatural, and the heart kind of goes a little bit on both. The heart kind of wants what the natural, but yet the heart wants the supernatural also. So there is this connection. There is this connection saying kind of like, yes, the divine understands that you have to live in the world, but you also need to make that connection up also. Okay, so we've got a couple of 1s and 2s here, and I will tell you, 1s basically are all about new beginnings. So here we have a 1 with triumphant success. I mean, so even though you might be worried, even though your path, and this is going on now towards the end of Gemini season, your path is going to be very direct. It's going to be very triumphant. Your path is going to be one of these paths that you're just going to see extremely clearly, and you're just going to go. It's like you're on the right path. There's a lot of energy saying that even though it's been stressful, even though it's been keeping you up, the changes that you've been making the right changes for you. Okay? But now we have some 2s. And the 2s are all about decisions and making some choices here. So now this is reversed. So we've got 2-2. We've got the waiting game. So it's kind of like, have you been waiting, or are you still now in that waiting? Things are moving. We don't always know what's going on. I talked about that, and we don't know what's going on in the divine, in that supernatural realm. So sometimes we feel like we're waiting when things are actually moving. But then we have, again, while we think we're waiting, there is movement. There will be, there is things happening, and you've got to hold on to that. You've got to expect the miracles. And again, we come back to that 1, passion ignited. So this is really interesting, and this is for Gemini season. It's kind of like for my Aquariuses. You keep moving forward, you keep being pulled back, move forward, there's going to be a time. This Gemini season is about discovery of who and what you are and where you're going. Okay? It's, kind of like, and I know I talk about Saturn, but it's kind of like looking back at all of the garbage in our life, and it's freeing ourselves from that too. So passion ignited. Now, Let's see what we have. Let's see words of advice from Osha, Zen Tarot. And again, oh, okay, consciousness. Now, that's an interesting one. It is reversed in cards. This one flew. I love excuse me. I do love when they start flying like that, as long as they fly close to me. Here we go. Consciousness, being aware of more than who you are, okay? It's not just it's not just limiting yourself. It's not just holding things back and just saying, remember the heart? The heart is it's like, it's both the spiritual and it's the natural. It's the supernatural and the natural. It's the physical and the metaphysical. The consciousness is you coming to an acceptance that there is more out there than what you can see, feel, what your senses will tell you. Okay? So that's, third eye chakra with that. Interesting with that one. Okay, so be aware, be conscious of those things that aren't not necessarily in the natural. Here we go. The burden. So here we have a 6, the burden. Some of this is about letting go of things that are overwhelming you. Some of this is kind of goes back to that 9 of air. It's about letting go of some of these things that are just holding you down. Now, it could be that, it could be, so I'm kind of getting that, and I don't know if there's still quite the rage, but I'm kind of getting the tiny home, the small living, it's kind of like, I'm going to just get rid of everything. I'm going to put myself in an RV. Yeah, well, if I have money for gas, I'm kind of, there's a lot of downsizing with this. It's kind of like, I want to clean out anything that holds me more into the natural. Not to say that possessions aren't fun to have, but it's kind of like there's, it's advising, it's talking about clearing out your closets. Okay. Your next card, isolations, taking a step back, seeing where, again, these two are, this is more your physical. This has more of that spiritual, or that, that kind of like where, that sense of, I need to step back. I need to look at things. We have a 3 here. And then again, it's to create that better consciousness. So there's a lot of things going into motion for you to, there is a lot of evolution happening here. There is a lot of ascension energy happening for you, my Aquariuses. Again, I talked about that in the overview. A lot of ascension energy. Now, let's see. I want to make sure I get to all the cards. We're going to pull 3 of these. We're going to go back to these and go through our 3 and see for my Aquariuses. Let's go on here. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Reversed again. Page of Gabriel. So you have page energy again. Now, page again, page, earth energy underlying, Gabriel is fire energy. So whatever this, this would go with your passion ignited. This would go with seeing things kind of like stepping into a better frame of who you are. Okay? It's kind of like there could be a major shift in the energies that place you where you need to be placed. Okay? So, follow your passions. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. Wow, I kind of go back to this passion ignited here. Your next card, the 6 of Michael. Michael, again, is your energy. I think we talked about 6s, did we not? 6 is the number of man. It is what you can create. And again, Michael is your energy. This is leaving a bad situation behind and going into the better place, okay? This is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is moving forward. You may not feel like you're moving forward, but there's so many things going on, and there's a lot of ascension energy for you, my Aquarians here. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel. And again, I kind of feel like that RV, or I feel like, the tiny homes, it's kind of getting rid of the big and going kind of minimizing, I guess, minimizing. Here we go, last card. The Chariot. So we have a 7, divine umbrella. It also, it's a divine number. Chariot is kind of like there's a couple of things with Chariot. To me, it always means things will happen faster than what you think that's going to happen, but it's also kind of a hands-off. Just let things happen. You don't have to necessarily be in charge of it, because again, and that goes back to, our 4 and 14, our Emperor in the balance, and when I was talking about that there's more going on in that supernatural part than we know of. So the Chariot is also, now on this one, this is Archangel Metatron, determination and self-control, but this is also about career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. So what might start out with a lot of anxiety winds up in a wonderful place for you, my Aquarians. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to just pull one and see what we have here. Okay, let's go on here. The Hanged Man. Now, this is a 12. Okay, so we have the 10, we have the 2. 10's transition. The Hanged Man, it's all how you look at things. Okay, so you can look at them like, you can look at them and wring your hands and, oh, poor me, poor me. Or you can look at these things as new opportunities and change, chances to, again, for that ascension. Okay, so it's all how you look at things. Now, I love these cards. Very pretty, very loving. Let's go ahead. We're just going to pull one. Guardian Angel cards. Here we go. Okay. Organization. So now one of the things that we have, again, remember, we have the 4. We had the 4, we had the 4. We had, the 14. So we got some 4 energy here. There is a lot of 4 energy. Organization. Your plans are, and 4 would be the Emperor here too. Your plans are on target and everything will flow more smoothly if you add a little organization and discipline to your methods. The key to success is to allow your creativity to be gently guided by logic. Be open to asking for help from someone very intellectual or seek out a mentor. Wow, so somebody to help you through this time. Again, so we end up, we start out with the hand wringing and we end up in a wonderful spot. So let's see, okay, what crystal or energy would be helpful for my Aquarius? Is this one? Earth, abundance, fertility, harvest, logic. I also had, did I have a couple fall down here? I think I had 1 or 2. Oh, you know what? I don't even see them now, so I guess they weren't, I don't know. Okay. So, Earth, ground yourself, get yourself, bring yourself back to balance. Okay? Part of this also is when you're having this kind of ascension, sometimes we walk too much into that supernatural. So it's a hard balance to have. It's hard to, it's kind of like, well, your head is so up there that, that you forget that we do have to live. So there is part of that too. So Earth energy will help to keep that balance for you. Okay? Okay. So, my Aquarians, remember the button. Please like, share, subscribe because it does help. But more importantly, my Aquariuses, know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.